Right now I'm here in Israel and I'm about to give you my most important report yet. On Saturday night, I got to go backstage at Hostage Square and speak with 5 of the just freed hostages from Gaza, including people whose family members are still there and were killed. The first former hostage I got to speak with was Liri Albag, and that smile you've seen on her face since being returned is real. She's actually this positive of a person, and it was inspiring to me, and I had to let her know not only how much of a hero she is to me, but to young Jews, especially young Jewish girls all around the world, who I'm sure she will be a hero for decades. And she seems to understand the weight that she has on her shoulders for the rest of Jewish history to speak out about what happened to her. I have to let you know, I could not get over how young she was. I mean, these people were teens when they were captured, these women. And so the fact that she was this young, this positive, I mean, this girl is a Jewish rock star, and she will be in our presence, I would imagine, speaking loud and proud about what happened to her for the rest of her life. So what I asked her was, hey, I have a big following, a lot of Jews, a lot of non-Jews. What do you want them to know? And she made it very clear, we need to bring back the rest of the hostages. Plain and simple. Next, I met with Karina. This is one of my longest conversations. She was only 19 when she was captured, and we all know her face from that horrific hostage parade she was forced to perform in. I asked her about that right away. She told me that she basically blacked the whole thing out and that she didn't even really remember much of it. I'm sure a defense mechanism that people do when they're being tortured. So after she was held captive in the tunnels for months and months, she told me that she couldn't even really process that she had left Gaza, and that it was hard for her to even tell what day it was because she was so used to being in these dark, small prison tunnels for almost 2 years. Next, I asked her a more personal question. I said, did you see any humanity in Hamas? And as much as we hate these monsters, these terrorists, I was hoping that she could offer me some light in the darkness. Unfortunately, she said none. She said this is what true evil is, and that these people are indoctrinated to only hate Jews and want to destroy Israel at such a young age that that's all they know. That's all they can think about. Now, the toughest part of my conversation with her was obviously when I asked about 10/7 and how she was captured. We've all seen videos of what happened, and it was as horrific to us as it was to her. She watched almost 50 of her friends get shot, assassinated, slaughtered in front of her, and only by the grace of God was she spared. I asked her if she believed in God, and she does. She still does believe in God. Obviously, I sense that she doesn't understand why she was chosen to live, but she sure as hell was, and we are so lucky to have her. She also gave me this bracelet. So for all the girls out there, this should be your hero. Karina is also someone we should be looking out for to give us positivity and perspective because she is emblematic of a true Jewish leader and idol. I also want you guys to know that Hamas was so brutal to her that even on the morning when she was told she was released, she thought it was a trick and that they were going to shoot her and execute her on the spot. This is the monster we're dealing with on the other side. Next, I spoke with Deron, an amazing woman who was also part of these horrific Gaza parades. She had just been at the White House to meet with President Trump, and she said he could not have been more amazing about the situation, that he actually canceled a meeting to give them a full hour to listen to their testimonies, and that if you see the words that have come out of his mouth in the weeks since, she feels that he listened to them and is repeating their stories to the public, to the American public and on the world stage. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, there's a reason Israelis have such a high approval rating of him. They genuinely feel like he cares about their future. Her and many of the other hostages I spoke with all said Mr. Trump gets much of the credit for their return to freedom. Now, I said the same thing to Deron that I said to everyone, which is my viral videos, my virality is their voice, the voice of the hostages and the Jewish people. What she wanted me to do with that was to let you know that 2 of her great friends, twins, their names are Gali and Ziv. They were taken hostage on the same day as her on 10/7, and they are still there. She wanted me to let you know that they are the light of their community and that their parents, Talia and Deron, have been doing everything they can to get them back. But that it has been over 550 days of their torture down there. And because Deron knows exactly what they're going through, she can't stop thinking about them. And it's hard for her to even live as a free person knowing that her friends are not free. Bring them home. After this, I met with Ohad Ben Ami and his wife, Roz, both who were taken hostage on 10/7 by Hamas. Roz was released during the first hostage exchange in 2023, where Ohad was released just a few weeks ago. He was one of the people who came back truly looking as emaciated as a Holocaust survivor, which is why it isn't surprising that when I asked what his biggest struggle was coming back, he said it was eating. Whether that was out of guilt or purely because his stomach had been so shrunken that it takes time to recover. In some ways, this interview was the biggest treat for me because I had actually interviewed their daughter last June. That was the last time I was at Hostage Square, and it was much more negative then. Not surprising, because now we actually have some hope. We have these hostages here. So to see her reunited with her father, who was just a face on a poster when I interviewed her several months ago, it really does go to show you that all of our work, all of our effort, all of our calls, our pleads to bring them home matters. And it actually can have a happy ending. But that's not the case for everyone. I also met with the sister of Ohad Yahalomi, who was a scientist who was murdered in captivity and whose body was returned in a bag just several weeks ago. His sister told me he was a scorpion researcher, and that while most people find scorpions to be disgusting, gross creatures, he found the beauty in it, which is why she gave me this pin, which was such an honor to put on, and why I hope every time you guys see a scorpion, maybe you see some of the beauty too. Maybe there's even a bigger allegory for what's happening here. Lastly, I met with the twin sister of Nimrod Cohen, Romy, who is still held hostage in Gaza. We need to bring Nimrod home. I couldn't even express how much it broke my heart speaking to Romy, knowing that she had to watch all of those last hostage releases until her brother never even returned. This is someone she was born with, and it was taken from her, and she has been separated now for a year and a half. It is just devastating, and was a reminder that the work we are doing is not even close to done until every one of these hostages is returned safely back to Israel. That's my report. I'm currently speaking to several of these guys, trying to set up longer form interviews to give even more of their testimony. But I beg of you, please share this video with everyone you know this Passover. The fact that we are celebrating a holiday where Jews were freed from Egypt, only to, in 2025, have Jews be slaves again in that same region, Gaza, which was part of Egypt until 1967. It can't go past us. We have to use this as a moment to educate the world. And I just feel so privileged that I got to speak with so many of these guys for so long. So please, let's make this video matter. Let's make this video a moment this holiday season. Hag Sameach.